Sir, very good afternoon and welcome to yet another session of Thoughtful Leaders. Today we are having with us Dr. VVK Mohan, sir. And before starting the interview, sir, I would like to convey that College Dunia is one of the India's leading educational portal catering to students, parents, and education industry players who are seeking information on various examinations, cutoffs, student reviews, and applying to other colleges. And in this session of Thoughtful Leaders, we at College Dunia are trying to enrich the user experience. Our series of Thoughtful Leaders bring the stalwarts of the industry to get the insights into the education and leadership style. So, and also, sir, speaking about Dr. VVK Mohan, sir has over 28 years of industry experience in marketing, advertising, communication, interventions, project management for varied sectors, handled numerous projects and launches and consultancy assignments for government, non-government and multinational companies, and concept marketing and awareness creation campaigns on social issues as well. So, sir, going forward to the interview, we would like to understand what is the latest program that you are offering at IIRM and which will help the students outperform and stand apart from other PGDM programs.
Okay, it's quite simple. At IIRM, we are very focused on each and every year. The program gets tuned to the growing requirements of the environment or the ecosystem or the industry needs. So every time we would be adding something new, something which is very relevant for the industry, because ultimately the students who pass out from our institute have to perform in the industry. So that's what we try to do on a year-on-year basis. So when we talk anything new, the new is in terms of what is that we are offering, is in terms of the content which will develop further, or it could be the depth of the content, or it would be adding something new as a program or a course. So our flagship program is a 2-year postgraduate diploma in management, and we are always looking at that program to make a mark in the market. In a very short period of time, in the past 4 to 5 years, our students have been doing very well with this kind of an approach and a philosophy that we are having at the institute. So that is the main thing. So in terms of what is the new which is there, okay, in terms of upgrade. See, when we are interacting with the institute post-pandemic, what are the most important aspects which the industry is saying? The multitasking is becoming more and more important nowadays. And second, two things, revenue generation is also another important aspect of any domain, any functional specialty. And the third one is an analytical capability which is required by each and every student irrespective of his functional expertise or a specialization. So they are saying these are the 3 key inputs that we require from any student and every student. So having understood that, what we have done is we have incorporated that in our program where everybody has an orientation in terms of revenue generation through certain marketing inputs. We also have make them technically a little more savvy by having certain programming skills. And third one, also being in terms of more contemporary through our pedagogy in terms of case method and others to ensure that they also develop a good thought process and analytical skills. That's the uniqueness. So these 3 components which will make the student industry ready and future ready. Anytime this will not come. If you do some sort of a survey, or rather keep asking, year 2010, what are the skills which are required? In the year 2020, what skills are required? In the year 2030 or a 40 or a 50, what skills are required? They all come down, boiling down to top 3 which we have said. A, the critical thinking capability. B, the analytical capability. And the C is in terms of ability to handle a very key important function called decision making and others. So we try to incorporate these through our pedagogy, looking at the industry requirements, both in terms of the content and the kind of a methodology that is required. And they will be able to do function well even after 10 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, and saying that, what are some valuable insights of the program that you are offering in this department with your experience?
No, the valuable insights that you would like to know. See, what will happen? What are these insights? That's what I was telling even earlier. The insights we get it from the industry. Okay, I'll
Yes, sir.
share an example. You must be knowing Wells Fargo.
Yes, sir. Yes.
It's a bank, American bank,
Yes, sir.
having banking operations in India. It has an office in Hyderabad, also in Chennai, another place. No, when they came, they are basically looking at a bank. Generally, looks at the risk management professionals for their company. When they have interacted with us, they gave an insight that they are into a lot of issues as a bank and other things in terms of compliance matters. Okay. So therefore, what has happened is, as a part and parcel of our input in terms of risk management, we have included this subject called compliance risk. Now, when we're talking with Cognizant, okay, and certain other IT companies and other huge brokering companies in the area of which are having data, they are all saying one of the areas which we are looking at in terms of understanding the risks involved in IT risk and cyber risk. So these two are also now added into the program as a part and parcel of our specialization components. Now, this is where we can say that these are the kind of in-depth inputs that we keep giving in almost each and every subject. Like, for example, in marketing, the marketing analytics is a very important input which is required. So therefore, it is the marketing analytics, those metrics, those issues, which become very important. Okay, similarly in finance, like finances have certain requirements only in terms of assessment or in terms of risk assessment of a company, in terms of loan disbursement and all. They come as an insight. These insights are given to the student. Now, how is this being given? It will be given by two components. One, there will be a theoretical component, another is an industrial experience. So we rope in the industry experienced people, either way through of guest lectures, leadership talks and others, to share how this should be viewed. So the entire student gets the benefit. So that's the kind of insights we keep giving to almost the entire course, the various subjects.
Okay, sir. Thank you for your valuable insights, sir. And also, how are you tending to build the industry connect? Because as you have rightly mentioned, pre-pandemic and post-pandemic have changed a lot in placements as well and connecting with the industry as well. So you being experienced in both the times, what is the scenario that you would be building industry connects?
See, essentially what we will do, the industry connect comes by interacting with the vertical heads of the industry. Okay, it need not be the managing director. Please understand what I am saying.
Yes, sir. Yes.
The vice president in one vertical of a company is required. He knows what exactly is looking from a student. Okay, so our interaction will be always with these people in terms of asking them to contribute something to our curriculum. We share our curriculum. While we interact with the HR for placements or the kind of job openings that the company has, but we will always ask the vertical heads to give an input, which will help them by the time the student comes into their fold. He is mostly ready to deliver goods from the day one. So this is one of the strong areas of us where every time an industry expert comes or an industry, be it in reinsurance or in terms of finance, audit or Deloitte or any of these, they always would be looking at our students in terms of coming little early into their fold and then getting trained. Partly the training is given by us and they are also being roped into the training, the respective company people. That is what will happen. This will give us that much more what we call, instead of saying just on the paper that we are industry oriented, we involve the industry in our recruitment process, in our curriculum process and everything. So that's how we stay connected and all these people keep coming year on year with us. So that's what I can call is the success of whatever we are doing as an industry connect is concerned. And every time the number is increasing with it. So we feel that yes, the approach which we are taking is working very well, both for us, for the student and also for the industry.
Okay, sir. Sir, and how do you train yourself and the faculty to deliver this program to students?
Okay, it's quite simple. There are three ways of doing it. One, when we interact with this industry, what happens? They share certain issues and things like that, which you bring it to the class. That's why the faculty is also exposed to the kind of requirement the industry is looking at. Okay, that's one. Second, all the faculty, whether they are part and parcel of our mandate of being a faculty, they go through MDP programs which are offered by certain companies also, and also by the institutes or ACT and others. Third, each and every faculty of ours is also involved in research. So regularly, every faculty is mandated to publish at least a paper or two in 1 year, which will also make them industry ready or trying to address a problem which the industry is looking at. That's how we constantly upgrade ourselves in terms of the requirements for the industry is looking at through all these modes, from the industry, for the industry, and also by the industry in terms of certain projects and others which we take up. We also have a lot of MOUs which we have about with different companies where we develop a training program for them. Okay, so these training programs also an opportunity for our faculty to improve themselves in terms of the industry connect or getting with more contemporary what is happening. Lastly, we have leadership talks and guest lectures, which are experts from respective fields. They come and share their perspective views with the students and also with the faculty. So that also helps the faculty to be on a contemporary basis to be with what is happening in the industry, or how can they be on par with whatever is happening in the industry.
Okay, sir. And so you have mentioned student projects, no, sir. What type of project that students will be working on throughout this program, sir?
There are two levels we have projects which is coming. One is basically we have a summer internship project. As of now, we have closed our summer internships because we are 100% summer internship place happening. Most of them, some of them PPUs and some are getting paid internships. The highest amount of stipend given for us in this 2 months is 40,000 per month. Okay, so this is the kind of stipend when I'm averaging without nothing less than 10,000. So this is how our first internship where the student gets a real-time project to work. At the end of the 2-year program also, we also have a compulsory and a mandatory to do a project work, which are essentially an extension of a SIP project or any other research project with a government or a company would like to do. We take up those projects and assign it to the students for them to develop, and these projects reports later will be converted into papers and submitted into various of seminars or in other fora. So that's how the students are having an ability to also understand how their work is appreciated and what else they can do as far as churning out some research work or a project related. Ours is very industry focused activity. We don't encourage too much of theoretical stuff from the students also, because we want, management education is an application oriented education. Whatever we talk need to be applied in the real world and you need to see results of it. That's it. So that's how we work.
And sir, going forward, what are the benefits and career options would a student have after pursuing the course?
See, first of all, I can tell, this are the reputation what we have earned in among students and among all the others. This is 100% placement institute. Okay, irrespective of what his background, whatever his abilities are, in the financial or an IT services domain, he's getting a decent job. When I say a decent job, the CTC is above 7.5 to 8. Highest this year being about 16, averaging around 9 plus. So anybody can reasonably expect this kind of a placement. Now, in terms of career path, when you're talking about, these are depend upon individual choices. Which side they would like. Of course, definitely we will guide them in terms of how to pick up which dimension and based on the skills and skill sets or their interests, how do we pick up a particular line where you can build a career. However, most of us, we say it is too early to decide on a career path. Because what normally happens is people come with a lot of assumptions about what they would like to do with job and things like that. They're more bothered about that rather than career. In a year or two, they tend to understand the reality, the job, their abilities, the pressures and all that. Then they decide to take up some choices. At the time, we are also there with the student. We tell to the student, even you leave the institute, get back to us in terms of any of the guidance that you require in terms of making a good career choice. As far as careers want to make in financial service sector, insurance domain, risk, analytics, actuarial science, okay, marketing, finance, and all that are nominal. I'm talking about little different. So these are all available for them to build up a career in respective, both in the financial services sector and in other consulting and other areas or the IT areas. So these are a student can build a career.
Nice to hear that, sir. And also, how do you guide your students to survive in such a competitive scenario outside?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think it's a regular method which we follow. Okay, we have a lot of inputs which keep coming post curricular activities in terms of writing, reading skills. Like what I mentioned, we always identify about 10 major skills which are required for an improvement. What we do is we make an initial assessment of the student in the beginning and then see how is he progressing by under 1 year based on the inputs. Okay, the moment he comes to the second year, what we do a total of 360-degree assessment of the student, which will be helpful for us to the placement zone. So this assessment will help us to find out where there are gaps, what does he require, where does he lack. All this clarity will be there. It's a very comprehensive exercise and time-consuming from a faculty point of view, or a tedious exercise also. Now, one that is there that will help us to plug in the gaps where the student is lacking. So we give them those inputs, both a little bit of hand-holding. We also have a mentoring faculties for each one of them. So all these people will ensure that they pick up. Finally, the ball is in the student's court. We provide the platform, we provide the amenities, we provide the support. It's up to him to pick up what we are giving and then take it forward. For an interested candidate, the place is unlimited potential to transform himself. For somebody who is an average and above average, he has decent potential to make good for his life. For somebody, we don't have as of now somebody like that, but everybody finally turns around and shapes him up well in it.
Okay, sir. And sir, being an industry man yourself, so what is the key motivating factor for you to continue in the educational sector on the teaching side?
Okay, see, today the model, if you actually look worldwide, which is being asked for, there is a not so gray line when it comes to academics and industry.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, there's not so much of difference because unless and until, like especially in management education, this is valid only for management education. Because if you are an industry man, you know how the theory is getting converted into an application orientation.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, what will happen? You will be able to relate to the theoretical concept much more than a theoretician, pure academician, just more bookish. For him, even now, for example, you want to do research. I mean, a person like me who does research, I'll be doing research on an area, let's say even in marketing or any other thing, which is very industry-oriented activity.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Rather than add something to the theory to the marketing. Because we want solutions, we want directions. So that is how we would like to do. And I have seen most of the students, they also, when they go out into the market, they find that the theory is not getting very well connected and getting applied. They look lost. This I have seen. So that is the motivating factor to ensure that at least 20% of the students who take an MBA program are having that ground realities in their mind and feet on ground and are able to deliver what the industry is required. That is a motivating factor. So I'm looking at least converting at least 20% of the batch into more meaningful professionals to the industry. And that drives me to teach.
So, sir, being into the very niche segment and you're offering insurance and risk management, so what would you like to students to say to the students, or what you like people to know about this particular course in specific?
See, insurance and risk management, one of our key specializations. Okay. For being promoted by IRDA and also by the state government, one of our mandates is to promote this education so that there will be more manpower. As you know, this industry is now growing at a very high rate on an average of 25% CGI. Okay, so this industry, when it is growing, it requires that kind of a manpower. So therefore, this is one good scope for a career path to be carved out for any student. That's the first step. However, our management education will help them to go to any industry. Okay, for example, you take marketing and risk management or any other combination of dual specialization, you are welcomed anywhere. Give you an overview of certain things which will help you to get connected with the industry as quickly as possible. So this is how I will suggest to the student that if you're looking at financial services as a main stay of your career, IRM is the right place. And you're looking at risk management is the place. Insurance also, it's one of the places, because what I'm saying is there are a couple of other institutes which are there in the insurance domain, but in risk management, I can tell proudly that we are the only one. And we are giving you the right kind of inputs that which industry itself is acknowledging our role as far as risk managers.
Yes, sir. It is a very insightful discussion, sir. And also, going forward, what would you like to suggest to students about the PGDM?
See, PGDM, I'm telling you, there are a plethora of PGDM programs available. Okay, a lot of institutes do offer. And we always would like to be in the best of the best institutes to start with. And if I'm capable of cracking those kind of tests, that especially the CAT, and then get into any of those IIMs, the pedigree is different. So that's the first step. When it comes to after IIMs, the kind of institutes that can make your career or can be a game changer or a life changer, always look at the program, the rigor of the program, and the possibility and the placement capabilities. For example, our institute offers 142 credits in a 2-year course, all put together, which is fairly rigorous. We have a very extensive internal assessment of the student, which will make him again focus on learning and application very, very seriously. So these two components, the amount and the content and the rigor, will make him better. They have systems which, you like it or not, you need to shape up. So that is how you can look at such systems. Then you should make choices with such kind of organized institutes where the institute, irrespective of your background and all, makes a difference to you.
Yes, sir. Yes. And sir, going forward, 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line, where do you want to see the IIRM, or at what is the vision that you are looking at for IIRM?
See, IIRM will be actually in the making of the center of, as I said, its vision itself being a center of excellence. Okay, a national institute of importance. That is a MOU which has been written between the governments. Only reason why we cannot tell all these years was because we didn't have a proper infrastructure coming in terms of land and others, which is the government processes, they take time. Now that we have an infrastructure, now this is the platform on which we are building up. As it is in the recent rankings, when we participated for the first time, after IIM, they have been ranked well by most of the ranking organizations. So that gives us the impetus or a confidence that we should do better. 5 years down the line, you will see will be IIRM, will be the institute in terms of center of excellence or emerging institutes. No more emerging, it's an emerged institute of importance in the area of financial services, serving and providing the excellent human resource who can work or deliver goods from the day one they enter into our organization. That's my vision, and it is going to happen.
Okay, sir. And going forward, so what is your take on the specializations that are being offered at IIRM? And what would you like to suggest if the student gets confused between two specializations. So then what would be the suggestion from your point of view?
See, essentially, we don't see basically there's a herd mentality when it comes to specializations. Student listen to somebody, this, that will get job, this is get job, something. For example, somebody say analytics is very good, you should take analytics. For all you know, that guy may not have an aptitude for it. He doesn't score well in analysis or something, and then what can he do in analytics? Nowadays any analytics is a techie related job, and it requires good amount of skills programming in other area. And you're not cut out for it because there's no point in taking those. So when it comes to specializations, we don't suddenly make them this is the combination you take. We want him to understand himself better before he chooses a combination. So what we will do is whenever the specializations are chosen by the student, we go through a counseling session with him and tell him how does it fit to that particular dual specialization, or is unfit. Then I leave it to him. Still, no, nothing doing. I have to do only this. My father said something like that. They may have. There are people. We leave it to them. But definitely we counsel them. We show him why you may not be able to do well. All that. And then finally we will ask him to take a call. So finally it's a student call. Well, anyway, one of the normal routine ways of suggesting one specialization combination wherein the ease of getting placed. So that's fine. So no issue. And we know what the industry is asking for. So we tell if you are only looking for placement immediately, something good, these are the combinations you can pick up. That's what we tell.
Okay, sir. And sir, concluding the interview, please share your views to the student who is aspiring to join in PGDM for this academic year.
Okay, and this year I think we have passed this COVID situation, so mentally be prepared for offline classes and being in the classroom. Learning is always in the classroom. Offline, okay, it's more a ritual and people somehow got used to it and feel that is the best. While it is a facility, and it definitely technology helps us. For a PGDM aspiring graduate, you join institute which can take you offline. Hybrid model and all that, just forget it. That is first. Second, I'll say yes, look at an institute which will give you a course which is very contemporary in nature and also ensures that you also have been improving yourself, or a changeover or a transformation happens in you by going through the program. So check with your support with seniors or anybody with the institute in terms of how it helped them, or maybe the alumni. So then the third, the rigor with which they implement the program. When you do all these, I am sure automatically placements would be happening. So that's all you should see. Go for such kind of institute and make your best. You have to do your best. These 2 years could be game changer for your entire career. Therefore, you have to be very focused, unlike your degree or anything where you could get away with the times, but now no, I don't think it will. So that's my advice.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. It was a very insightful session. Thank you so much for
Thank you very much.
giving the interviews.